Hey guys, so we just went to go get a bunch of food. Leah was craving a giant sub sandwich. Jasper had his meal, he's asleep. But I have big news. The girl over there, Miss Leah, is pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad. She'd be a mom. Jasper be an uncle. What you think, Jasper? He's happy about it. So am I. Enjoy this video, guys. So Leia is going to have a baby at the Arctic. Is that a baby? That's a baby. See that? Armadillo. There's an armadillo. I've never seen one of those. With a whitetail antler. There we go. Good flint. Nice. Kind of glossy, a little bit. Looks like good stuff to me. To test rocks, I'm using a whitetail dog chew antler. I'll put a link to this under products. There'll be a new tab that you could click. It says products. Looking for a good spot here to stop. This is a drop off here. Something good out of this. This piece is like almost a definite. I get something out of that, or out of that. This piece, I don't know. We'll try. gonna make a blowgun dart point here. This stuff is very, very brittle, so it shouldn't be too hard to just pressure plug into a usable blowgun dart point. Nice and thin. Just raw flake. Now we're gonna put it on a blowgun dart. Have it on the blowgun dart now. Let's see here. So for anyone new to the channel, the reason I have these giant blocks of rock in the car, I make stone arrowheads from it and stone knives, larger ones. I don't have any examples currently, but this type of rock makes stone tools. Big boulders of it. This is my most recent one. I made this right before I came out here. Still transporting all my stuff from storage to here. It's actually a little bit windy tonight. Stars Alright. The fire going. I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit. Lock the RV back up. Leah's doing 12-hour shift tonight. So I think I'm gonna be back and forth between storage to try and get things moving along a little faster. It is dark here. See if I could just get this going. These 2 logs, 3 logs, sit here for a little bit. It's cold. Big fire. Alright. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna be moving stuff back in. A lot of driving back and forth. It's quite far. Using a lot of gas to get back and forth to do this. Between going to work and Leah going to work and everything we need to do. What to do when you're bored at home during a blizzard? All right, so I'm just gonna try to blow through this, really. It is cold. Make myself a nice knife blade out of this stuff. Alright, this is going to be fairly easy. It's just a big flake, and I'm hitting these platforms here. I'll show you right here. There is a, looks like a fault in there. We'll see what happens. See that? There is some damage in here. Let's see if we're able to. Ooh. That has to go. There we go. See that? Thin it. I'm gonna thin from the tip. See that? I already got a pretty nice cutting tool here. Ever seen a napping video in a blizzard before? Couldn't help myself. Alright, so this is actually looking like I'm gonna need a little bit of a heavier bopper than this. That'll work. Alright, since it is so cold, I am gonna blow through this pretty fast. Just straighten it up and making a usable blade out of it. Alright. And one of the reasons I decided to use a bigger bobber is because it takes wider flake scars off. All right, almost done already. Already in the snow. So this is sketchy here. That part is sketchy because there's damage in there. So I'm gonna avoid that part. I'm gonna bring that whole side in if I can. So I'm gonna bring it into about here and get rid of this crud. Looks like it goes across the whole piece, so we'll see. That piece is going to be a problem. You'd see here, crack. So, I'm just going to keep tapping it. Try to get rid of it. Base, thin it, one more, two more. Okay. All right, probably most of that was off camera. There's a lot of damage right there. I'm just trying to clean it up. That got rid of it. There we go. Still a little bit, but it's not a problem. All right. And just about done. Once you get really skilled, you can make a nice blade very quickly. And I just wanted to share some of this amazing weather with you. That dove in there. That is bad. I'm not sure I could fix that. Let's see. That is one of the problems that I have a really hard time fixing. Is those dive-in flakes like that. I'm gonna try to come in from this angle. All right. Let's see about getting rid of that problem. Try right here. And we got rid of it. Cool. And there you go. But that is a decent blade. So the rest of this I will thin up with indirect percussion when it is not snowing. But I wanted to show you how easily that could be done, even in a snowstorm in the freezing cold. So I'm gonna call this here, guys, in a blizzard. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, see you guys soon. You have a good one. Whew. There you go. One more look. Look at that. I love when it snows like that. I do. Okay, See, this one looks like it has less problems. We'll see, though. How should I do it? Damn, man, I like that one. Wow, you kidding me? There we go. Wow. Keeping that. Okay, that thinned it out quite a bit. Nice. Do you throw spears or shoot with bows and arrows? I do both, and I also just uploaded a video about getting a mouse in the RV here with a blowgun. I think I uploaded it as a short, actually. One of the things I want to do a video on is if you're knapping with material that you're not used to, like knapping with tools that you're not used to knapping with, it's going to be hard. Until you get used to it, at least. I definitely want a point for the top of my walking stick. Right as you said it. I have my camera upside down, so I'm having trouble reading here. Give me a second. Right as soon as you said it, my internet crashed. Can you repeat? Tim Wells energy. Yeah. He's actually what gave me the inspiration to use the blowgun is Tim Wells. I've been using, let's say, right now I'm using half of a Slockmaster Fishhawk. I'll give it a quick demo, I guess. Let's see, coffee pot box. We probably don't need that, right? We don't need that. So it's pretty effective. This stuff here, this little point that I made is made out of rock just outside of the Grand Canyon. This rock is not documented freaking anywhere. But it works. Use a little tinfoil cap, bamboo, a little bit of sinew, point glued in. You could definitely hunt with that. All right. Yeah, so my other one just exploded on me, and we emergency needed coffee, so we got the cheap as heck coffee maker. Emergency coffee. All right. So I'm not going to go ultra thin on this flake. I want it to hold together. That's already pretty thin. I'm going to keep the tip a little thick as well. And just get rid of some of the issues in here. This issue stick does not work as good as my the big one down there. Smaller, thinner nails, the nail bends really easy and breaks and comes loose and all that. All right. What do we got? That's a nice looking material. Wow. How did you get into napping? So I worked at a museum. First, I started volunteering in the archaeology department, and I found a spear point and some stone tools made of quartz. And I was like, how the heck did they make these things? So I talked to my uncle, who knew a little bit about it, and he sent me, let's see, do I have it in here? No, it's out in the car. No, this is it. So he sent me this leather from a deer he killed over 40 years ago, along with some antler tools, and I started messing around with all that, and I just never stopped. All right. Man, this stuff is really tough to pressure flake. I gotta be careful I don't hurt myself. Hurt my neck. There's a little hinge in here. Yeah, I could get into it some more, but like, I don't know, I should probably save it for a full-length video. My uncle also got me into hunting, and he lived down in Macon, Georgia. Wound up finding a paleo site in his backyard, and wound up that he lived near a whole bunch of flint, and he would send me boulders of it to practice on. And just recently I saw him. I went to go visit him. He wasn't doing too good, and all of a sudden they discovered that he had stage 4 lung cancer from Agent Orange exposure. And literally a week after I saw him in the hospital, he died. So that sucked. He was like my closest family member. Oop, don't drop it. That's looking pretty good. It's thick there. I'm gonna have to try to thin that. Yeah, just telling some recent info about what's been going on and how I got into napping and all that. Pretty much the way I got into napping was I was doing archaeology at a museum and started questioning what the heck were these artifacts, how were they made? And then my uncle sent me a whole bunch of flint, and I just never stopped napping. Yeah, he was the guy who took me out hunting and stuff like that, so he's the guy that got me into the outdoors. Wasn't expecting lung cancer to take him out. Never smoked a day in his life. Alright, I'm going to thin this a little bit. Cutting my palm? No. Cutting the leather, yes. Alright, so I gotta thin this spot right there. It's gonna be an arrowhead, yeah, if it holds together. Alright. Thin that. And that. And one more spot right here. Ow. Yep, this is looking pretty good. Oop, a little bit too much there. Got a package of, Ryan Gill sent me some Knapping stuff to test out for him. I have to go pick that up soon. I think I'm going to get rid of some of this, because if you look in here, there's a crystal imperfection. That weakens it. How can I make a much... What? And then a hidden message. What's that? You stupid. Yeah, I know. Alright, let's see. So I'm going to get rid of this part. I'm going to make it a narrow Dalton looking thing. Yep. Clovis is one of my favorite points. I don't usually nap like this either. Should probably not be doing that with a heavy billet. Alright. Oh, let's see. Really? First one I ever found was a Stanley point. That's sketching me out. I'm just gonna flake that off. Get rid of it. Let me see. I actually think I have one right behind me. Yeah, here's a Clovis I made out of a Onondaga chert. You can see the flute there. Let's see. There it is. Ran to about right here. And then on this side, it only ran to about there. Sharp as heck. That's one of my favorite points I've recently made. Still think Onondaga chert is my favorite material in the nap. Still tied between, jeez, Onondaga chert and Norman Skill chert. I don't know which one I like better. Yep, Onondaga was the blue-gray stuff I just showed. Ah, man. Getting past that inclusion here is going to be hard. See if I could just knock it off. Come on. Did I get it? Okay, that got most of it. It's gone. Alright, now what do I want to do? I want to keep this red in here. Not too concerned about the crystal pocket. Ooh, hit a little too high there. Alright. Let me say, I think I missed some comments there. Good color, what type of chert? It's Flint Ridge. I got it from Flint Ridge State Park in the museum. I bought it. Alright. I don't think I'm going to try to flute this because I don't have my normal tools, like I said. That's coming out pretty nice. Bring these edges in. I like that I've really been conserving material here and making stuff out of flakes like this rather than eye-facing a whole piece of stone. It just feels a lot better to me to be able to do it this way, and you can't really tell the difference that it was on a flake or not. I mean, you can, but it's not like easily. There's a problem in here. Damn it. All right. We're going to try an indirect thinning flake up to that, because it's better to break it now than to keep going. Look at that crystal inclusion in there. I'm just going to try to keep that in there. Wow. All right. So I'm going to try to run flake right up into this to get rid of this little issue in there. See how it goes. Got rid of some of it. Try one flake right up the middle here just to make it fancy. Like that. And then I'm going to try to get rid of this little hinge issue in here. Get rid of some of it. There we go. I think that did it. All right, I'm going to hit right into the crystal pocket there and get rid of that as well. There we go. Got rid of it. I'll just shape that up and call that done. Man, that looks nice. Turn the flash off for a second. You can see the different colors in there. I ran a flake right up the middle there. I'll just keep it like that. This side has a crazy crystal deposit in there, and I'm going to keep that like that. Keep this spot thick since that's so thin. To me, what's more interesting? Prehistory. But knapping is part of that, so... Ah, man, there's one spot here that's being difficult. I'm running low on battery. All right. Make sure I got the right spot. Yeah, that cleaned up nice. All right, put the flash back on. Yep. All right. Yeah, I'm liking raw flint ridge. That's gonna make some nice freaking points for hunting and stuff. Alright. Clean up this edge a little bit. Even it out. That's pretty even. Tip has a curve to it, which is kind of cool. Spot here. Yeah, that's a nice looking point. Just evening it out now. Making it look nice. Alright. I'm gonna put this right onto the walking stick. Put some pine pitch in there and glue it in. All right. You read these comments. My phone's about to die, so I only got a second here. I got 1%. The image of our ancestors run down. Yep. All right, guys. That's it for me. My phone doesn't even have enough battery to have the flash on. See you guys.